our breakout with our breakout discussion. First of all, I thought Julie and I wanted us to start out on a high note and just kind of introduce ourselves when we go into the breakout room, and then share with each other something that has been working well for you in the past in your office that you hope to continue. And actually, it doesn't have to just be in your office. Is there something that you're doing personally for, helping you with your stress levels or your mental health well-being, or in family? Anything that you're doing that would be a good tip for those that are in the room. And then we'll probably take about 10 minutes to do that. And then automatically we will be back into this discussion, and then we'll be hearing from Christy Conley when we get back. So if we want to just go ahead and just get started with that, that would be great. Julie is going to do some magic and get us into some breakout rooms.
Okay. So you're about to get the invitation to go to your room. Enjoy your conversations, and we'll see you back here in just a few minutes.
Okay.
Welcome back. As you all rejoin us here in the main room. And Christy, if you can wait just a minute, we're kind of slowly trickling back. Okay. Okay, and the rooms are officially closed and everyone is back.
Perfect. I want to get started with the next portion of the session today, and wanted to kick that off and say a proud welcome. I'm excited to be with y'all. My name is Christy Conley. I currently serve as the SACAC president and am honored to fulfill that role for this season. I wanted to make sure that I came and introduced myself and let you guys know that we're excited that you're on this call. I know that taking time out of your busy season, I know many of us just came off of a break, and that can be hectic coming back into the office from that, but we are appreciative that you're joining us today. We wanted to kind of talk through a little about what is SACAC. We might have some first timers on the call, and want to make sure that you're aware of what our professional organization is about and who we serve. And so the slide here does a great job of talking about really our role within the organization. We are currently at around 2,200 members, and those memberships can serve from the high school side of a public high school or private high school setting, as well as independent educational consultants. And then we have people from the college side, so the college admission counseling side of the desk. And then we also have people that are serving students from community-based organizations, and those tend to make up the majority of our membership. We also serve a region. We're a regional affiliate, and those are consistent of 9 states, including the Caribbean. Also, Diana asked for me to give a plug that if you have not updated your membership, this would be a great reminder to do so. $45 is the current cost for our individual membership model, and our membership runs from September the 1st to August the 31st. We also just released sessions that were accepted for the Raleigh conference that'll be coming up in March. So please make plans to see us in Raleigh. We're really excited about that conference and all the great sessions that were accepted and that we look forward to having in North Carolina. So excited about all of that. I do want to move to the next slide. Yes, all of our committees. SACAC is a volunteer organization. We only have one part-time paid employee, which is the awesome Diana McAfee, and she does a fantastic job. But as you can see from these committees, we require lots of people, lots of hands on deck to make SACAC the premier organization that it is. So I just want to challenge you as you listen to all the great speakers today, to think about what part of these organizations and committees really speak to you and might fill your professional bucket. We would love to have different voices at the table and faces at different opportunities so that we can continue to grow as a professional organization. And we do have, I think under the membership slide, there's going to be a link to the volunteer form. So I want to make sure that you guys, as you listen, be on the lookout for that and make sure that you find ways to get involved with SACAC. And again, we're just excited that you're on the call today and that you are engaging with us as we look forward to continuing to engage with you.
Good morning, everyone. For those in Eastern Standard Time in Florida, which I hope a lot of you are. My name is Bo Llanos. I am a Government Relations Co-Chair. So great to see you all again. Hope you've had a great semester. And happy past November 1st deadline for many of you. I know a lot of you are celebrating that. I get to support the Government Relations Committee in the capacity of Legislative Affairs. So we are actually en route to 2024 legislative session. There's been a lot of committee work already, and many of you have been taking action as far as moving forward and researching some important bills that are going to be under consideration for review. Many times our government relations chair helps support our members find issues that are related to SACAC and our association, especially with regard to education and our counselors and mission counselors. Specifically this year, we'll be hosting a legislative session on February 7th. It's for everyone invited. For those of you that feel comfortable or have never really participated, we'll give you tips and tricks on how you can advocate on behalf of your community, on researching issues that are important to you. We're going to have a virtual event, as we know many of you in Florida are further away and perhaps can't make it to Tallahassee. And that's going to take place on February 7th from 12:30 to 1:30 p.m. So definitely keep that on your, reserve that on your calendar. We'll be sending invites in just a bit. We're so excited to have our advocacy co-director for NACAC, CJ Powell. He comes from the Biden administration and is doing amazing work. We've actually collaborated in the past, and he's a great speaker. And in addition to that, we're going to have a postcard workshop facilitated by my co-chair, Frank Thomas, who should be on the call here today.
I'm here.
We're excited. There you are. Go ahead, Frank. Hi.
Yeah, one of the things that we've heard from our members is that if they can't get to Tallahassee, and they really don't know where to start when it comes to trying to talk to their local elected leaders. And so one of the things we want to do is give you some best practices and some tools to make sure that your voice and your message can be heard from your hometown.
Thank you so much, Frank. And in addition, for those of you that are looking forward and actually meeting your legislators in person or learning a little bit about how to advocate at the Capitol, we will have lobby days with the American Association of University Women. This is an organization that's nonpartisan, that's been around for many, many years, since 1881. And so we'll actually be staying with them and lobbying with them. We have a special group rate as well. And if you are a member of AUW, the lodging and the transportation will be subsidized. So another great reason to collaborate with sister organizations that uphold the same visions as we do. But again, as Frank said, if you're not able to go in person from January 15th to 17th, we will be hosting additional education forums, not only by SACAC, but also with AUW. So there are some upcoming timelines that for you to add to your calendar about important issues such as, regarding the book ban. That's going to be taking place on January 11th. There's going to be a forum on gender pay gap as well as economic security. That's going to be supported by the National Association of Colleges and Employers. So lots of different important speakers that are surrounding our community that will speak a little bit more to those issues that are important to us. So we'll be sending information out as far as how you can attend those virtual events. And hopefully if you're interested in joining in person, feel free to reach out to me. Again, the SACAC slideshow will be shared with you, and that has a reservation link as well for the information for SACAC days, lobby days in person as well. So thank you again, guys. Looking forward to connecting with you in the future. Have a great one.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Iris Martinez, and I work here at Christopher Columbus High School in Miami, Florida. I am half of the Finance Committee. And so it'll be myself, it's myself and my colleague Justine Ogerson. So the Finance Committee is all about funding opportunities for access to professional development and educational resources. We love being a part of different opportunities for grants for members and college-bound students. So the first one is CPF, also known as the Counselor Participation Fund. This year, we actually closed it a little bit earlier than usual, and this is because the annual conference, it is earlier. But it will open again in the spring. So if you're interested in funding for summer seminars, sweet tea tour, or dry run, stay tuned for more details. Of course, there is preference for counselors working in public high schools and CBOs. I'll definitely be dropping some links in the chat for you to get more information. The second we also have is Extending the Dream Grant. And this is really to help our professionals do special projects to give back to their communities and provide access to higher education opportunities. If you think this sounds interesting or exciting, but are not really sure what it means or what it looks like, please do not worry. We actually usually have webinars closer to the date before the grant opens to showcase and for you to get to hear what other people have done in the past to see if that's something that it's of interest, to allow you to brainstorm and get some ideas to kind of take back to your schools for you to consider. This is another great and phenomenal opportunity for you to be a part of. So that is it from me. I'll be dropping some links in the chat now with more information. Thank you all.
Okay, good morning. I am speaking on behalf of Juana Costa and Lucy Smith, neither of whom were able to join us today, to talk a little bit about the work that the Inclusion, Access, and Success Committee does for SACAC. This group supports underserved and underrepresented students and the professionals that work with them through a variety of programming opportunities that are all designed to focus on college preparation and the admissions application process to help those groups. So the first one that they wanted us to share with you is virtual book clubs. These are opportunities for members to come together and engage in conversations surrounding issues of equity and inclusion. You can scan that QR code for a link to the SACAC calendar. There is currently nothing on the books, but it will update soon. But just to give you a sampling, the most recent virtual book club conversation revolved around an episode of NPR's Code Switch that considered how people may include Native American heritage as a part of their identity on job applications and things, and how that may damage people who actually are fully Native American. So a variety of topics and conversations ranging from books to, again, podcasts and things like that. If we can go to the next slide, please. Additionally, the Inclusion, Access, and Success group host college admissions workshops that are designed for students, parents, and school counselors. They're free, interactive college planning workshops for high school students led by college admissions professionals. The most recent one was held on November 14th and was focusing on affording college, helping students and families to understand the ins and outs of things like FAFSA and other planning mechanisms to help them think about how to make college more affordable. So if this is something that sounds of interest to you, please follow the links, visit their page on the SACAC website. As new events are planned, they will also be included in the What's Coming Wednesday emails that all members receive from Diane McAfee each week.
All right, I am going to be representing the Professional Development Committee today, who's run by Allison North and Courtney Vaughn. The professional development team oversees many activities within the SACAC affiliation, and I will be discussing just quickly a few of those today. So the first one that we would like to talk about is Summer Seminar and Dry Run. And basically, these are 2 sessions that are done in the summertime that are out there for specific counselors. So the summer seminar is for nearly new college professionals, new college counseling professionals that are working at high schools. I know that they have a lot of fresh material all the time. So if you've even been in this industry for a while and want a refresher, this is a great opportunity. The dates are still in progress, but it's normally done in June. The dry run is for new admissions professionals working at a college or university. And this is, and I've heard such wonderful things about dry run. It is the program that really gets a jump start in the profession and allows admissions counselors to really be ready for what is needed in the industry. Next is our mentorship program. If you are someone that is looking to be mentored by a SACAC professional, we would be happy to match you with someone. And on the other end, if you would be willing to be a mentor, we ask that you reach out to the mentorship program team, and they'd be happy to match you with someone or connect you with a mentor. So we think that this is a great program to be able to help you through just the year and being able to understand the cycle. And then SACAC Leads is a program that I actually oversee with Bartley Sides, and we are a program that works with admissions counselors as well as high school counselors together to be able to prepare you for the next steps of leadership. So we're looking for people who have been in the field for at least 5 years. And we're also looking for faculty that have been in the profession for at least 10 years. And this has been a wonderful program that allows people who have a desire to probably want to be even leadership within SACAC or within their own office to be able to have some of the necessary things to be able to learn about and to be able to prepare for that. Today is actually the deadline for submitting that. So if you've been holding off on sending in that information, go ahead and take the advantage of doing that today, and we'll be happy to review that soon. Finally, the other last 2 things is the Sweet Tea Tour and the annual conference. The Sweet Tea Tour is a 5-day tour that is hosted in June. This year it'll be June 3rd through the 7th, and it'll be in South Carolina. We will be visiting, I think it's 10 universities in the South Carolina area, and the registration will come out in February. And then finally, our annual conference, which, as Christy Conley just mentioned, the proposed presentations were just out yesterday, and that we've been able to check that off the list. So the annual conference planning is well on its way. And this year it is March 24th through the 25th in Raleigh, North Carolina. Registration opens early 2024. So that's the update for professional development. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Crystal Livingston. I'm one of the 3 co-chairs for member relations. And member relations, we serve as the liaison between the SACAC board and all of our wonderful members. So next slide, please. We have our membership updates. Our total membership as of, I believe, the 3rd of November is 1,774 members, of which 423 are free access members, which are public high school counselors and CBO counselors. And then Florida, kudos to you. Whoop, whoop. You are the largest member state with 457 members, of which 79 are FAM members. So kudos to you. Put some claps in the chat, or yes, I see Julie has her claps up there. Next slide, please. Some of you may have already received emails congratulating you, but we have special interest groups, which we call SIGs, and we were in the process of accepting and reviewing the leader applications. And so a number of you may have already received those congratulatory emails. Currently, we have 17 different SIGs, 2 to 3 leaders each, and we do have a new position in place this year in order to create a cohesive turnover. So there may be a 4th person that's in the mix. And currently we still have some openings in for the AAPI, which is Asian American Pacific Islander SIG, and the International Student SIG. So if you're interested in that, our email is on the slide, and I'll put that in the chat as well. Our conference hosting, we do have a chair position opening, and then we also have a couple of different volunteer positions for the conference. So if you're looking to get involved, we definitely welcome you to be a part of that in that aspect. Next slide, please. So if you're interested in volunteering, which we've had a great number of people contact us individually and collectively as a board, and I forgot to mention at the beginning that Brent Shropshire, and Shannon, I forgot her last name off the top of my head, but we are the 3 co-chairs. And so people have been contacting us individually and collectively in order to find out, how can I get involved? What can I do from a starter position or from a mid-career position? And so if you're interested, you can definitely contact us. Then we have a couple of different ways that you can contribute, not only volunteering, but Southern Scope is our official blog of SACAC. And so we're looking for articles all the time. You can also submit proposals for drive-in sessions. And then we're looking for revenue generating ideas all the time. So if you have fresh ideas, new ideas, please feel free to contact us. We want more involvement. It does not matter what level of experience you have in admissions or college counseling. We definitely welcome you to be a part. And many of you have also received congratulatory emails, and congratulations to you who will be presenting at our conference in March. So thank you so much again. And remember, you can definitely contact us with any questions on how you can get involved. Thank you.
We're going to switch gears a little bit and go specifically to our state updates.
All right, that's me. Hello, everyone. My name is Arlene Outerbridge, and I am serving as one of your co-coordinators for the drive-in workshop. And I'm serving with Monique Bird, who I believe is on this call. And we've been working together this semester to put together a drive-in workshop for you all. And so this is state specific. This is for Florida, but this also falls underneath the state area initiative. So thank you to Corey Bailey and Darren Morgan and Kristen Bird, because they really worked well with us to create a great workshop for you all, and to get those clock hours that I know all of us really need. So just kind of a brief overview about the purpose of drive-in workshops. So drive-in workshops are to serve the high school side and the high school counselors. And our goal is to support you in professional development and to have a different avenue of professional development for you. And so when thinking about the content for this workshop, we really wanted to create something that would be good for your time, beneficial to you. And so historically, this has been in person, and maybe it'll be in person again in the future. But this year it'll be virtual. And so that event is free. So for our high school counselors, no matter where you are in Florida, we hope that you join us for the virtual drive-in workshop on February 8th. It'll be in the morning from about 8:45 to 11:45. And you'll get an email about that soon, so you can register and get a little bit more information about the drive-in workshop. But just to let you know what you're going to be in store for just a little bit, you'll get 2 continuing education clock hours if you need them. And then we'll be touching on different changes that are happening within our field and specifically with the laws that might be changing with FAFSA, things like that. So thinking about what you all might need and how we can deepen that information for you and provide resources that will be helpful for you. That's kind of the goal of this workshop. So it's a few hours of your time to support you in understanding how we can navigate all of the changes that are going on. So like I said, a registration email will be going out soon, and you'll be able to register online for that. But feel free to email us at the drive-in email if you have any questions. Yeah, thank you so much. We look forward to connecting with you all.
Hi, I'm Jody Glassman of Florida International University, and I'm the wrangler of the directors of admissions for the State University system. And I didn't even check to see if I can move the slides, but there we go. So just a few updates from the State University system. As you know, that encompasses 12 state universities. This year was the first year we began taking the classical learning test. There has been discussion today actually about whether or not we're super scoring. I think we need to put out a standard response. Most of us are, but we'll get a standard response to that. We also have a new regulation that was implemented beginning with fall 2023, so the entering class of 2024, and that is the new AA degree regulation. So students who are concurrently earning an Associate of Arts degree and their high school diploma from a Florida public state college or public university with their high school diploma can opt into an admissions pathway that allows them to be, let's call it test optional. But there are a lot of parameters around this regulation, but by each school. So check with the individual institution. Also this year, New College of Florida, I didn't see anybody on here from New College, but they now have introduced athletics. Please see Go to Mighty Banyan. We're all Banyans now. Please see gomightybanyans.com to check out their new athletics. It's been great to follow their basketball team. So we're all excited for Sonia Liu and the new Mighty Banyans of New College. And then 2 staffing changes, Florida Poly, Michelle, some of you know Michelle, she has ventured to another position at Florida Poly. Lori Welch has begun as their director of admissions, so you all will meet her. And Glenn Besterfield has ventured to another position at another institution, and Martin Smith will be taking his place at the University of South Florida. And then if I could, what you've all been waiting for, we have the SUS tour dates. I've listed that they're still tentative because we never know when something could change this early on, but please note that the first stop for the first time ever will be at our #1 public HBCU, 2 claps and a strike, Florida A&M University. So they will be hosting in Tallahassee this year. So we're all excited about that. We got to tour FSU after the Tallahassee stop this last year. Then we'll be going to UNF, UCF, FIU, FAU, FGCU, and USF has promised us that it will be in Tampa for those of you who were concerned about St. Petersburg. So that should allow us to have a bigger audience. So that is all I have. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Joe Madigan, and I serve as the Director of Recruitment Outreach at Florida Southern College. And I also get the opportunity to share about 2 organizations within the state of Florida here today. Not able to join us here today would be John Sullivan, President of Private Colleges and Universities of Florida, PCUF. He is also the Vice President of Enrollment Management at Eckerd College, and then also be sharing a little bit of an update from the Florida Tour Committee that's here. Several of our members on the call today excited that they had an opportunity to join, and we'll be sharing some of the updates that go along with that if you're not familiar with the Florida Tour. So you can go to the next slide there. If you're not familiar with PCUF, PCUF again stands for the Private Colleges and Universities of Florida. We are 20 of the top private institutions here in the Florida area strong, I like to say. Really exciting update. Florida College in the Temple Terrace area, Tampa, has joined Private Colleges and Universities of Florida this year in our PCUF group. And also our goal as an organization and as a group is to collaborate to provide great information to school counselors and students across the state of Florida. In addition to going out and collaborating together in college fairs and high school visits, if you're not familiar, we also produce, very similar to the SUS, we produce a matrix for school counselors, and I can drop that into the chat as well so that you have that information. An additional piece of information I'd love to share for PCUF is similar to the SUS as we go around the state of Florida and host a series of counselor breakfasts and college fairs as a whole group. Our next one, if you haven't registered as of yet, is coming up next Friday, which is December the 8th. There is still time to register for our upcoming PCUF Counselor Breakfast and College Fair hosted on my campus at Florida Southern College. Will be in Lakeland. So if you are in the Central Florida, West Central Florida, Southwest Florida area, would love to have you to learn a little bit more about our 20 private universities here in the state. During that meeting, we'll cover things such as how Bright Futures applies at a private university, the EASE grant and the increase in the EASE grant for the private universities in the state, up to $3,500 this year as well. So I've dropped the link in the chat for registration and to learn more, a little bit more about our schools and the matrix that's there. I'll jump in next as we switch slides to a little bit about the Florida Tour Committee. In January, I had the wonderful opportunity to move into the role as the executive director now of the Florida Tour College Fair Planning Committee. If you're not familiar with the Florida Tour Committee, we are a member 10 strong committee representing colleges, universities, high schools, state level representatives that work together collaboratively to create a fantastic schedule across the state of Florida for access and opportunity is the promotion out of that. Few updates. We concluded our fall Florida Tour schedule with 135 college fairs. That is the most we have had in a college fair season since 2017. So really, truly back after the pandemic. For our college reps that are on here today, there are 233 colleges and universities who subscribe to the Florida Tour calendar. Our cost is only $30 for college reps to subscribe to the calendar. That covers our online website, those types of things that's available. Our schedule is live now for our February through our March schedule. We currently have 45 fairs and room for more. If you are a school counselor or a district leader and are interested in working with the Florida Tour Committee in a spring or a fall fair, there is a QR code that is on here. We have the majority of our SUS schools, the private colleges and universities of Florida, and following me will be FRAC group as well, that follows the Florida Tour schedule. It really works out well for their schedules as they go into the review seasons, as we try to consolidate those fair schedules as much as possible. We love getting the opportunity to work together and collaboratively on planning dates and times when reps are in the area, and it works best for you and your students that's there. So you can use the QR code or email us at thefltour@gmail.com. And for college reps, again, spring schedule is mostly complete at this point in time. And updates that are going to be changes to the schedule, or if we have hurricanes, those types of things, as we saw in the fall, we have a new communication system that will start on January the 2nd to let you know of any updates that are happening to the calendar as college reps.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Stephanie Hospodar, and I serve as the chair of FRAC. It's great to see so many familiar faces on this call today. If you are unfamiliar with FRAC, FRAC stands for Florida Regional Admissions Counselors, and we are comprised specifically of admissions professionals based in Florida working for out-of-state institutions. This year, currently, we're at 39 individual members, but we represent 37 institutions. And ultimately, we're looking to share our opportunities with students here in Florida. I think a couple things of note is that FRAC has grown considerably. We've been an official organization for about 5 years and probably started with like 13 to 15 members. So we've certainly more than doubled at this point. And I think we'll continue to see that growth as more institutions look to invest and support students here in Florida. I think a second note is that there is also a good amount of institutional diversity within our FRAC members. So while we have the common thread of being out of state and wanting to connect with your students here in Florida, there's a lot of variety to the opportunities that are offered throughout FRAC. And then also in terms of just logistics, we are really spread out throughout the entire state. So regardless of where you're located, there's probably some FRAC members in your area. In terms of what we do, it's essentially threefold. We certainly provide a network for each other as remote employees. So if you are a regional that's not yet part of FRAC, please reach out to us. And then second and third, and probably most applicable to this call here today, like we're looking to build connections with counselors, and then we're looking to connect and educate students and their supporters on opportunities with our institutions, but on the college admissions process as a whole. In terms of counselor initiatives, the last several years we've been able to offer a couple counselor luncheons and socials each year, and that is continuing. We do have a December event in Hillsborough County. If you're a Hillsborough County counselor and you're not yet on the waiting list for that, definitely reach out. It is on a waiting list at this time. We do also, spring plans will be to be determined at a later date. And then in terms of student-facing events, we do quite a lot, and that's a combination of FRAC-generated events as well as FRAC-supported events. So similar to our partners in PCUF, we also do have started a series of events where we travel together to college fairs called FRAC on the Road, which we were able to start last spring in Hillsborough County. And we do have plans to continue that, rotating locations in the Central Florida area this spring. But then we also look to really just be a support to any high schools, districts, CBOs, organizations that need support. We did last year about 20 case studies, panels, virtual presentations, in-person presentations on a variety of college admissions topics. So as you're planning programming for the year, please just keep us in mind, and you can find more information at our website and email address on the slide. But thank you.
Well, thank you to everyone that shared with us today and gave us updates. We are going to take a moment to go to breakout discussions because we've been listening to a lot of information. And so it's time for us to have a chat. So we're going to put you back into breakout rooms. And we talked about, what you're doing well right now. We want to kind of capitalize a little bit on that statement and say, are there some resources that you have found helpful or inspiring that you would like to share? And what I will ask is when you go back into your breakout rooms is if you could select one person to write down those resources. And then when you come back in the main room, I'll have my email address in there and I'm going to ask if you could send those to me. And then what I'll do is compile that list and send it to the attendees today. And so that way everybody will have a host of resources that they can use. And so we're hoping to be able to share that with all of you today. So if Julie, you could do your magic again, that would be wonderful.
Okay, so everyone will be invited to a room. They are different rooms than you were in before. And like Arlene said, discuss your ideas and resources, and we will come back in about 10 minutes.
Julie, were you able to assign everyone?
Yes, everyone has been assigned.
There's lots of great conversations happening in these rooms.
Okay, and Arlene, can you share the slide deck again, please? Okay, welcome back. So like Arlene said, we would love for you to share any of the resources that you discussed in your group so that we can get those out to everyone who attended. I believe she will be putting her email address somewhere once we get the slide deck back up. Okay, so to kind of close this out, just a few reminders about things that are coming up. As Christy shared at the beginning of the meeting, we just want to remind everyone that if you haven't joined or if you need to renew, please do so soon. You can scan the QR code for more information or go to the SACAC website to join or renew. It is only $45 per person, and the membership runs from September until August. Additionally, we mentioned it earlier today when Crystal was talking, but just as a reminder, SACAC does also offer free access membership for public high school and community-based organizations with college access counselors within the SACAC region. So if you work for a school or if you have colleagues in your area who you think could benefit from the wealth of resources and connections that SACAC provides, who may qualify for that free access membership, please do share the information with them as well. Really, and then just a thank you to all of you for being here with us today for this time. Our contact information is there, both of our email addresses. If you want to send us any questions about today's presentation, information will be coming out after that. You can also follow SACAC on social media, and there's the additional contact information for SACAC. And as a reminder, the SACAC in-person conference will be taking place on March 24th and 25th in Raleigh, North Carolina. There will be an in-person Florida state meeting while we are there as well. So we give you a biannual update on what's happening in the state and a chance to connect with colleagues from across the state. With that, I think Corey Bailey wanted to say something, so we'll let him hop on if he's available.
I think Corey hopped off, but I'm gonna hop in. So I'm Darren Morgan. I am one of the 3 state and area initiatives chairs for SACAC. And I really just want to come on and say thank you all as participants for being on this call, but also a real true shout out to Julie and to Arlene for planning this meeting. They've been working on this for a long time. You can definitely see the effort that they put into it. As volunteers, it takes a lot of time and effort and time away from your real day jobs to actually plan this meeting. So thank you all for hopping on and for planning such a great meeting. During this call, I noticed there was a lot of board members on as well and other SACAC representatives. So we got Christy, the president of SACAC, Iris, Crystal, Sierra, and I think I see Juan and Simpson on as well. So tons of representation from the SACAC community. So thank you all. Before we hop off, before I let you all get back to work, I am going to put one more link in the chat, and that is to the Council Participation Fund. So, you know, being a member of SACAC can be free if you're a member of a CBO or a a public school or a charter school. But sometimes going to our conferences and to the events like the Sweet Tea College Tour and the summer seminars can cost money that our companies are willing to pay. So this is a great opportunity to get those paid for with a grant from SACAC, and it's really just to increase access. So if you're interested in coming to the Sweet Tea College Tour or the summer seminar or the dry run, please be sure to fill out that application. It only takes about 5 or 10 minutes to complete, but it is definitely worth it. If nothing else, thank you all for hopping on. Really appreciate it, and looking forward to see you all in the conference in March.
Everyone, have a wonderful day. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you at the conference, hopefully.
Thank you. Goodbye.